Hello, everybody. What's up? What's going on? And welcome to the second episode in this series of the All-Star coverage. So without any further ado, let's get it. So guys, night two. Night two is one of the more anticipated nights of the All-Star event. And that typically showcases the Taco Bell Skills Challenge. And then you have your three-point shootout contest. And then, to cap the night off, it's the dunk contest. Let's start with the Taco Bell Skills Challenge. So the Taco Bell Skills Challenge, again, different format this time around. This time we had teams. And the first team being the Rookies, was it? Or the Rising Stars, something like that. It had Scotty Barnes, Cade Cunningham, and one other player that I'm forgetting. Then you had your next team, the Antetokounmpos. Of course, that had Giannis and Thanasis and Alex. So, basically all the Antetokounmpos in the NBA. That was one team. And then your last team being the Cleveland Cavaliers. Then for the Cleveland Cavaliers, you had Jarrett Allen, Darius Garland, and Evan Mobley. So even before this event began, I had predicted that the Cleveland Cavaliers team is going to win. Now, there's a reason why. And I was actually watching this with my wife, and I told her, I'm like, you know what, the Cleveland Cavaliers are going to win. And she was kind of like, well, I mean, what about the Antetokounmpos? You know, like, you have Giannis, he's like a all-star superstar, and what about him? And I was like, well, I get it, but you have to realize that, and my only reasoning for that, like, yes, the Antetokounmpos, you have Giannis, but then you also have Thanasis and Alex, and they're not necessarily as skilled as Giannis is. So right away I knew they weren't going to go far. The only real challenge that the Cleveland had was the rookie, sophomore, or the Rising Stars team, or something like that. And you had your Cade Cunningham, Scotty Barnes, and Josh Giddey, there you go. Now I remember. Yes, and Josh Giddey, of course, sniper from the three-point shot, right? So that their team was a real competition to the Cleveland Cavaliers, but I still gave Cleveland Cavaliers the edge, just because it's their home court. It's happening in Cleveland. They are familiar with the court. They're familiar with the rims. It's their home. It's home for them. It doesn't matter. That's the only reason why I gave them the edge, but. That was not the only reason I gave them the edge. There was, of course, Darius Garland. I'm not gonna lie, I only really saw him perform, of course, against the Raptors, and he did kind of get on my radar because I never really followed Darius Garland up until the season. And then the way he performed in the Rising Stars Challenge, I was kind of like, yeah, man, this guy's for real. So I was like, well, you know, the way he's been shooting, yeah, this is going to be like three-pointers are going to be layups for him because, again, home court advantage, right? And then you had Jarrett Allen, so I'm like, okay, you know, maybe passing may not be his forte, but there's also, they were being tested on passing, shooting, and there was a third component that I can't remember. But again, there were three components that they were being tested on. You know, of course, with Jarrett Allen, I was kind of like, okay, passing maybe, but shooting, again, depending on, of course, if it's not from the three-point line, he can get it inside the perimeter. He'll be okay for that. But then you had Evan Mobley. And I gotta say, before running back all the way to the beginning of the season, when the draft happened, I was really, really hoping that we could have drafted Evan Mobley. I gotta say this. I don't usually follow the rookies and sophomores from their college games or high school games, whatever they may be. But I did check out the highlights. And Evan Mobley checked all the boxes for our needs, for our team's needs, which was a good presence in the paint, somebody who can stretch it out as well, somebody who can defend as well. Maybe he doesn't have necessarily good handles. Maybe that's a maybe. Like sometimes, if, as long as he can protect the ball, like I was really hoping to draft Mobley, and I'm not. And it's not to say that Scotty Barnes was not a good draft. In my opinion, Scotty Barnes was a steal. But at the same time, if we could have drafted Mobley, like I was really hoping to, I could only imagine how good this team would have been. I don't think our paint would have been a problem anymore. Then we would just have to worry about our bench. And basically to get like a decent backup point guard for Freddie. But that's about it. I think we would have been just fine. And the way Mobley has impressed me, and I was like, man, this is why I wanted him. But of course, Cleveland beat us to the punch. It's all good. But he showed up, man. He showed up. He didn't just show up in the Rising Stars Challenge. He even showed up for the Skills Challenge. And of course, Cleveland won. Just as I had predicted. And it was pretty obvious. You know, Mobley is a very good shooter. He is an amazing shooter. If he touches up a little more on his shooting, he could very well be like a, dare I say, even a Durant. Yeah, he was, of course, I get it. It's like open shots. But even hitting those open shots and they're clean form, good form, you know, he's hitting swishes, you know, and it was good. Like, he is good. He's a good player. So that's it. Yeah, Cleveland won that. And that was the Taco Bell Skills Challenge. Now, moving on to the 3-point contest. Of course, we had our boy, Steady Freddy, Fred VanVleet, Toronto Raptors floor general, representing us. But I'm not going to lie, I was really hoping for Freddie to win. Having said that, my prediction before the event started, I honestly thought Trae Young would have won. At the back of my mind, I was kind of thinking, well, you know, Cat could win it too. And it's not because I've been following him much. As a matter of fact, I don't follow him at all. Like, I don't know. Like, I know that he's a good center and that he can shoot the three. I know that. He can stretch the floor. But I didn't know how good of a three-point shooter he was. At the same time, my main reason for why I thought he could win at the back of my mind, and I wish I had chosen him, but my instincts were telling me, dude, you need to go with Karl Anthony Towns. Because, you know, typically, if a good shooting big gets into this contest, they have a better chance to win. You know, they're not expending as much energy to shoot as much as your shorter guards, or even like your small forwards have to, because, you know, they have to jump and they kind of have to, you know, get their legs into it in their shots. Good shooting bigs, they don't need to do that. They could just literally just hop a little bit off the floor and they're getting it in. Right? Case in point, when Kevin Love participated in the 3-point contest and he won. Right? So that was my thinking and reasoning, and I was like, yeah, you know, I think Karl Anthony Towns could win it. He very well could. But I put my money on Trae Young. Freddie, he got knocked out in the first round. He didn't have really, he had I think it was like 15 points, maybe, if I can remember. It wasn't bad. But again, I get it. He's been logging heavy minutes. This was his break. So, and of course, his sore knee. So for him to even get 15 points, that's pretty good. At the end of the day, it was for entertainment, you know, and getting yourself out there to the fans, you know, getting yourself out there to the endorsers, all that good stuff. But you know what? He had fun with it. He competed. He showed up. It's all good. Of course, you know, he's going to represent us in the All-Star game, which I'm going to cover next. I wasn't too mad. It would have been nice. It would have been amazing if he won. I would have been like, oh, I would have been over the seventh heaven there. Like, I would have been like, yo, yeah, man, he's so much in the clutch. He is our floor general, and he's a sniper, and this and that. I would have just gone on and on about Freddie. But it's all good. I still like him. He's still our floor general, and I still got a lot to rave about him. Undrafted player. Came into the league. Went to the G League. Became a good backup to Kyle Lowry. Champion. Got an MVP vote from Lenny Wilkins. Yeah. So, he's doing good. He's doing well for an undrafted player. And of course, let's not forget, it's the 75th year anniversary of the NBA. With that many legends around, you gotta show up. You gotta put on a show, right? Or at least you could say that I was a part of something extraordinary, something special. It's the 75th year anniversary. That's something just to be a part of it is a privilege in itself. So, Freddie, it's all good, baby. You're still instrumental to us in the Raptors organization and to our chances of winning. I gotta say, the 3-point contest, it always is entertaining to me. Before, I used to be more about a dunk contest kind of guy, and even till now, I still am. I really look forward to the dunk contest, but yeah, the 3-point contest has always been, especially because it's so fast paced, and you're shooting from far. The allure of just winning that contest is kind of like, wow, you're the man. You're a sniper. You're known. Now it's been cemented that you are a good 3-point shooter. And then we're capping the night off with the dunk contest. To be honest, I didn't really know any of the dunkers except for Obi Toppin. And I only know Obi Toppin just because I remembered hitting him when we were playing against the Knicks. So I was kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, I know Obi Toppin, but I didn't know any of the other 3 players. I gotta say, even without hearing the analysts and, the other legends talking about this contest, I could tell this was the worst dunk contest that I have seen. I don't know about the history of dunk contests, but at least as far as I'm alive and I've started watching NBA and the All-Star games, this was the worst. The worst performance. Where is the creativity? You think just by putting on some Timberland shoes and dunking it's gonna be that's creative? And even then, it's how many tries is it gonna take you? I get it. You may the degree of difficulty of the dunks. Fine. You know what? Take 2 tries. Take even 3 tries, but more than 3? Yeah, maybe you're taking on more than you could deliver. And for a 75th year anniversary dunk off, that was sad. That was really sad. And to be honest, it was so I always look forward to the dunk contest, especially because of the theatrics and all the showboating and then of course the dunks itself, right? It was sad. And I really hope that none of them show up on the next dunk contest. Of course, it ended up being Obi Toppin winning it, and I was like, yeah, okay, at least I know this guy. So he won. So there you have it, guys. That was the second night of the All-Star game. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys thought of the new format for the Taco Bell Skills Challenge. To be honest, I forgot to mention that. What I thought about it, it was alright. It was interesting. Would I want to see it again? No. I like the individual competition. I even like the head-to-head when they had that the 1 year. So, but this new format, I don't like it. Then we had, of course, the 3-point contest. That was cool. And what you guys thought about the dunk contest? And of course, who is the best dunker to have graced the dunk contest of all time? Hit the comment section. Let me know. If you like this content, hit the thumbs up. Of course, don't forget to subscribe. I got other videos as well. Now, of course, the next video that I'm going to do is going to be the last in the series of these All-Star episodes. I'm going to be covering the All-Star game. So until then, I'm out.